I had somebody in the room who let me know that Jamie had a blood clot in his brain after he got the shot. He did not want the shot. But the
Jamie
movie
Foxx's
he was
minor
on,
medical emergency turns out to be a hefty price to pay, challenging the simplicity of earlier reports. Have you heard the recent shocking reports about Jamie Foxx? Apparently, his medical condition is way worse than anyone initially thought. Since mid-April 2023, the actor has been missing in action, and all we know is that he is dealing with a major health issue that's keeping him from acting. It's been weeks, but Fox's reps and family have been super tight-lipped about the details. They are just calling it a medical complication without giving us much to go on. However, new updates don't support this news. Hollywood actor was hospitalized on April 11th, and then in mid-May, his daughter, Corinne Foxx, released a somewhat vague but upbeat statement saying he has been out of the hospital for a while and even playing pickleball. Of course, with such limited information, conspiracy theories started popping up like crazy. People were speculating about the nature of Fox's condition, especially considering there were reports of bizarre behavior before his hospitalization. Apparently, he had a meltdown on the set of a Netflix movie called Back in Action in Atlanta. But here is where it all gets really wild. AJ Benza, a former New York Daily News columnist and podcast host, dropped a bombshell during an appearance on Ask Dr. Drew. He claimed to have spoken to a close source who told him that Foxx is partially paralyzed and blind.
the blood clot in the brain caused him at that point to be partially paralyzed and blind. Because if you read into what they were saying early on, he's communicating with us. That doesn't mean talking. That could be anything.
This news has obviously come as a shock to everyone, especially Jamie's fans. And to top things off, Benza added that it's supposedly all because of complications from the COVID-19 vaccine. During the interview, Benza was constantly adamant that the earlier information coming from Fox's camp is false, and that his source revealed Foxx developed a blood clot in his brain after getting vaccinated. This alleged clot is said to have caused paralysis and blindness. He even hinted that Foxx might have felt pressured to get the vaccine due to his involvement in a movie with Cameron Diaz, and suggested a connection between his on-set outburst and the subsequent medical emergency.
He did not want the shot. He was pressured to get it. Is that why he blew up on the set a week before this medical emergency happened?
We know that it's a lot to take in, and fans are undeniably concerned and confused. We are all waiting anxiously for some official statement or clarification from Fox's camp to shed some light on what's really going on. However, more power to AJ Benza, who wasted no time connecting Jamie Foxx's alleged stroke to the COVID-19 vaccine. It's a controversial claim, but Benza wasn't the only one drawing attention to the forceful administration of medications in the entertainment industry. Controversial rapper and businessman Kanye West, who has openly discussed his own mental health journey, weighed in on the topic. In 2016, West was diagnosed with bipolar disorder following a psychiatric episode that landed him in the hospital. Since then, he has been vocal about his experiences with being on and off medications.
It is a health issue. This is like a sprained brain, like having a sprained ankle. And if someone has a sprained ankle, you're not gonna push on him more. With us, once our brain gets to a point of spraining, people do everything to make it worse.
In a concerning revelation, West expressed his opposition to medication, claiming that he was mentally misdiagnosed and forcibly drugged to make him a manageable celebrity. West even suggested that the same could be happening to Jamie Foxx. West previously shared a tweet that included a screenshot of a text conversation with his former personal trainer, where he discussed his experiences with mental instability and medication. The conversation showed a tense exchange, with West expressing his dissatisfaction with how his mental health was handled. While some praised West for his honesty, others criticized his views on medication and mental health. Since then, the parallels between West's claims and Fox's situation raised eyebrows. And this whole situation led fans thinking, could Foxx be facing similar pressures and interventions when it comes to his own mental health and treatment? Honestly, it's a thought-provoking question that adds another layer of complexity to the already puzzling circumstances surrounding Fox's medical condition. But you are free to share your opinions in the comments section. In August 2018, Kanye West made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live and openly discussed his bipolar disorder, shedding light on his decision to write the phrase, "I hate being bipolar, it's awesome," on the cover of his album. During the interview, he seemed accepting of his diagnosis and even embraced his mental state. However, just 2 months later, in October 2018, Kanye found himself in a meeting with former President Donald Trump at the White House, where he claimed to have been misdiagnosed. He shared that he had consulted with a neuropsychologist who works with athletes in the NBA and NFL. And according to the neuropsychologist, Kanye stated that he wasn't actually bipolar, but rather experiencing sleep deprivation. The narrative took another turn in December 2018 when Kanye openly admitted that he had been off his medication for 6 months. In an interview with the New York Times in June, he mentioned his desire to learn how to navigate life without relying heavily on medication, emphasizing that his perspective was based on his personal experience and not on professional medical advice. Months later, in May 2019, Kanye appeared on David Letterman's Netflix special and once again touched on his struggles with bipolar disorder. He described the heightened state of paranoia that comes with being in a bipolar episode, explaining how it can lead to mistrust and suspicion of others. Kanye expressed a sentiment that aligns with his behavior over the years, including incidents involving fake children in his home and controversial statements like the belief in Jewish control of the media narrative. Kanye's journey with bipolar disorder has been a roller coaster, with public declarations, shifts in perception, and the challenges of finding the right treatment approach. It is important to remember that mental health is a complex and individual experience, and Kanye's story highlights the nuances and difficulties that individuals with bipolar disorder may face. That's why fans should understand that navigating mental health and finding effective treatment can be a lifelong process. But honestly, apart from these kinds of things, thinking of any parallels between Kanye and Foxx is a struggle. All fans, and the public, when they try to piece together the truth behind these shocking reports, the intertwining stories of Foxx, West, and the controversial use of medications in the entertainment industry continue to fuel speculation and debate. Ultimately, we can only hope that Foxx's health improves and that he receives the support and treatment he needs to recover. After suffering a medical complication on April 11th, Jamie Foxx was immediately admitted to the hospital. This has undoubtedly raised a wave of concern and gossip in fans and media, and to neutralize it on May 12th, Foxx's daughter Corinne made a statement that contradicted various other reports surrounding her father's well-being. She expressed her disappointment in how the media was spreading misinformation and clarified that Foxx had been out of the hospital for weeks, even engaging in activities like pickleball. Corinne also teased an upcoming work announcement, adding to the intrigue. AJ Benza, however, dismissed the family's statement on his podcast, claiming that the pickleball claims were nothing but lies and baloney.
What happened to Jamie Foxx? Because it was all baloney what they were reporting. He's playing pickleball. He's responding on Instagram. No, he's not. People do that for you. It's all lies.
He speculated about Foxx's communication capabilities, suggesting that it could extend beyond verbal dialogue to include other forms like writing or sign language. Benza criticized the secrecy surrounding Foxx's situation, highlighting the confusion and uncertainty surrounding it. Dr. Drew Pinsky also chimed in, shedding light on the medical aspects. He clarified that a cerebral bleed involving blood in the brain is distinct from a stroke caused by a clot in an artery that cuts off the blood supply and leads to brain damage. Pinsky highlighted the seriousness of such conditions, emphasizing that the consequences depend on the affected artery and the brain's anatomy. The rumor about Jamie Foxx's health quickly caught the attention of various people, especially those on the right-wing side, who eagerly spread the speculation. People like Charlie Kirk, who leans conservative, criticized Hollywood's vaccine mandates, calling them cash cow clot shots. Even rapper Bryson Gray, who supports MAGA, took to Twitter to shame those who believed the COVID-19 vaccines were safe and effective. But let's keep in mind that there's currently no evidence linking the vaccines to the risk of stroke. Earlier this year, a study involving over 4.1 million people found no higher occurrence of stroke 1 month after vaccination, regardless of the specific vaccine or combination used. Another study from 2022 showed that the prevalence of stroke among vaccinated individuals was similar to that of the general population. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Food and Drug Administration did note a possible preliminary connection between Pfizer-BioNTech's vaccine and the risk of strokes in older people, but deemed it highly unlikely to be a significant clinical risk. They continue to recommend the vaccine. While AJ Benza insists on linking Foxx's condition to the vaccine, it's still uncertain whether Foxx had a stroke. However, shortly after the pickleball statement, Foxx's family was spotted visiting him at a well-known physical rehab facility in Chicago specializing in stroke, brain injury, spinal cord injury, and cancer recovery. The situation surrounding Foxx's hospitalization has sparked a lot of speculation and discussion. Some even suggested it could be a PR stunt, given the timing of his hospitalization during the filming of the Netflix movie Back in Action in Atlanta. Tweets claiming it was a PR gimmick surfaced, expressing doubts about the seriousness of Foxx's condition. However, someone close to Foxx emphasized the importance of prayers and well wishes, underscoring the need for support during this challenging time. But let us ask you, what do you think of Jamie's current situation? Is this real or another publicity stunt? Don't forget to share your views and also don't miss out on our next exciting celebrity update. Thanks for tuning in.